how do you manage to maintain the work life balance, bro, and still be coming out with music that's gonna hit on all elements? Because you only get 24 hours in a day, bro. Like I said, I see you catalog, bro, song after song after song, man. Let us know, man. What kind of goes into that determination, and what pushes that drive, brother.
What pushes my drive, man, is just ever since I was a kid, man, I love music. You know what I'm saying? And I just pretty much dedicate. I mean, a lot of artists, and I commend these artists. A lot of my fellow artists that I know, they do music and work a regular job. They do
Yeah,
both. That takes hard work. You know what I'm saying? But me myself personally, I'm 100% music. I don't have a regular job, so all I do is music. So
facts, facts.
whatever I do day to day, whatever inspires me, whatever makes me mad, whatever makes me sad. That's why in my catalog you have so many moods. You may have a sad mood, you may have a romantic mood, whatever I'm going through, you're gonna hear. You know what I'm saying? But
Facts.
my but I think my biggest inspiration, I gotta say so far, and I gotta shout out my girlfriend Christina Anderson. That's my biggest inspiration in my life right there.
Shout
And my
out, shout
kids,
out.
and my kids, of course. I mean, my oldest son, I gotta shout him out, Trayvon Alexander. My son plays for the Panthers in California. It's an arena football league. He's about to go into the playoffs his first year, so I gotta shout my son out. That's my
Shout out,
inspiration as well.
shout
But
out
I
to the
mean,
Queen.
being an artist is very hard, man, because you have, negative people in your ear. Some people saying you can't do it. Some people saying, you may do a good track, and then you got to come back with something better that second time, so it puts pressure on you. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta say to artists, don't put too much pressure on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just let it flow. You know what I'm saying? Because naturally, if you create music off emotion, it's gonna hit no matter what. You know you can't go wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But how my
Yeah,
deals came about is when I got about my 2.4 million streams is when labels started hitting me up. That's
shout
when it
out to
started
you.
getting pretty heavy. Yeah.
2.4 million, bro. That's we talking big, heavy numbers, bro. How did you feel? How did you feel after seeing it on paper? Because I mean, it's one thing when you putting in the work, man. A lot of times, people be looking for instant gratification, and when you get those kind of numbers, it's not necessarily like instant. So, how does it feel like being acknowledged? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like actually seeing it, like okay, this is official. Like I have done this. This is a record of my work. This is everything that I've put into when people didn't understand why I was continuing to go and why I couldn't hang out and why, what I'm saying, I wasn't willing to settle, and why it might have seemed like I was tripping, but it's because I had a vision. Like, how does it feel to be acknowledged, man? When you get that number, like, okay, this is the payoff of your work. This is what you've been doing. You know what I mean? How does that feel?
Oh man, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming, especially coming from where I came from and how I grew up. Because I came pretty much from nothing. I grew up in Kansas. It was just nothing but street life growing up as a young kid. So when I was young, I didn't think I was gonna make it to be the age that I am now. But I mean, when I started making music, I never thought in a million years that anybody would even listen to my music, let alone make 2.4 million streams. But I mean, like all my music is BMI. Like all my numbers are RIAA certified. So I mean, once all that happened and made it official, it was really like mind blowing to me. Like you did this, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it wasn't just me. I got to commend the fans too. You know what I'm saying? And what was really mind blowing to me, I got to shout a couple of fans out. I had a headline show. What really made it mind blowing to me was a couple of fans because I'm way in Kansas. They
Yeah,
drove way out of state, way states to come and see me at a headline show. That let me know right there my
you
words
made
have
it.
impact. You know what I'm saying? So you really, as an artist, and I got to tell artists, people listen to what you say. So you really got to choose your words wisely. Like your music, make sure you speak truth. Make sure you speaking real. Make sure everything is accurate. Because some people take everything you say literally. Because I mean, as an artist, you don't think nobody's listening to what you say. You know what I'm saying? They may think, oh, they just listening to the beats. They never listen to people. Listen to what you say. Trust me.
Man, I can only imagine, man. How does it feel when you're doing these shows and you get these artists that are, I mean, not artists, but these fans that are actually, reciting your words, bro, and you could tell they get excited because you're performing one of their favorites, and that's the moment that they came to, that's the moment that led up to them coming. Like that's why they're there, is to witness and your energy in that moment. How does that go into how does that feed into the artist who is K Town and help make him bigger and build him up for longevity and set him up for the future. If I can ask that.
Oh man, it gives me more drive, more determination. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like me, when I listen to music, to me personally, music saved my life. So I think of it the same way as other people. You know, like when I get in the studio and I make a track, the first thing I think of is when I'm recording it and I play it back for the first time, I think of myself as a fan in a car, and I may have the biggest problem in the world, and that song is the only thing that's gonna hit right now. You got to make sure
Mhm.
that them words is hitting. You got to make sure everything's hitting. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to it and you're not really feeling it,
Yeah.
that's not right. But if you putting your heart and soul into a track, that's what really resonates with your fans, and that's the word I want to use. You want to resonate with your fans. You know what I'm saying? You want to make them remember, like the minute a track comes on, they ain't got to hear your voice. That's a K-Town track. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when Tupac came on, you knew that was Tupac. Like when
Yeah.
Mystical come on, you know that was Mystical. You got to have a sound. You got to create a sound. You know what I'm saying?
Man, and you're hitting on all the right notes, brother, when you're saying that, because these are things I feel like are lost, and I'm definitely hoping that we return to. And one thing, like especially in today's time, I feel um, like you said, back in the day when you would listen to music and it would be like a understanding, empathetic, like kind of situation with what's going on. Like you would feel and resonate. It would resonate with you because you feel like the artist knew exactly what you was talking about. They knew exactly how you felt. It was painting that picture. Exactly how you couldn't really express it, but you knew that this person did just based off of the emotions or whatever song was conveyed. And because of that, the artist that could resonate with bigger audiences, they had so much higher importance. In today's time, how do you feel like as you grow as an artist, what kind of message do you feel like you want to make sure that your fans know of you and what are things that you stand for, bro?
I want my fans to know that anything is possible. Because I mean, out here nowadays, I mean, you have so many. I mean, there's so many snakes in the grass. It's unbelievable, man. I mean, you will believe the lengths that people will go to. Like, I mean, even me as an artist, I have so many dudes that if they can't get to me, they will go so low as to like try to go to your woman or go to something else. You know what I'm saying? They will go so low to try to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So I just want my fans to know, don't let anything stop you, no matter what it is, because people may sit back and say, I'm doing something to stop this person. And they may believe that, but you got to keep grinding and grinding, because at the end of the day, you don't have to say one word. Let your work show for it. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, that's going to be it, because then when they see you become successful, that's going to eat them more than anything else. I want to let people know that don't let nobody tell you if you want to be a doctor. If it's a child that wants to be a doctor or a kid, do that. You can do that. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
Can I ask you, K Town, like, because I think a lot of artists run into this the situation, like you say, where they're getting hate. Like, it's almost like people will go out of their way to make sure that you know that they don't like your stuff, versus a person's taking the time to say, "Hey, man, I was really, I thought this part was really dope." You know what I'm saying? How often do you find yourself? And it's not that you're checking for these people, but how often do you find these people later on in life where you realize you're doing better than, like, the person who critiqued you so much? Like you're doing actually better than this individual now, and it's like you're not even. It's not even like an arrogance kind of thing. It's just more like a humble thing. Like, I can't believe I was gonna let you hold me up. Like, from you know what I'm saying? Like, how often does that happen to you? At this point, at 2.4 million streams later now, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does that feel, brother?
Oh man, speaking on that subject, that hits kind of home, because here lately I've been going through, some personal things and whatnot. And I mean, a lot of it has been dudes hating on me and whatnot.